Okay. Alright. Can everyone... How many people have joined? How many people have joined? Okay, people are joining. Alright. So I'm gonna try and keep this one kind of short because I'm gonna have to go soon, but we'll begin reviewing entries in alphabetical order like usual. Once I see some people have joined the chat, I'll begin. Wow, this is the most inactive hour of the year. Oh, hey, Space Donut, you finally caught one. Yes, hello, welcome to the stream. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's okay. You don't need to be here all the time. You just need to be... I just need a confirmation that anyone's looking. Now that there's like 2 people in the chat, that's enough to start. More will come on the way. Okay. First entry is another one from Abdullahi and Cyber Animations. It's a joint. Today's first entry. I'm just gonna make sure that this is appearing on stream before I continue. Yes. Okay. 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 Yeah, okay, the entry's cute. I like it. I like the little thing they did in the middle where they were like stacking on each other trying to like fix the light bulb. That was cute. The sound effects are very whimsical. I like them too. And I love the loop of him eating the pie. I want to make that a GIF on the server. Anyways, yeah, it's a nice entry. I'm gonna say that's accepted. Wait, Card Arts is also in here, but his name's not in the submissions. One sec, let me fix that. Rename entry Abdullahi underscore Card Arts underscore Cyber. There we go. Yep. Okay, that's accepted. I'm putting that here. No, there we go. Next we have an entry from Adsfips. Oh, why is it so zoomed out? Oh, that's deliberate. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's cute. That's like an AVA kind of style entry. At least that's the vibe I get from it. That's actually surprising. I've gotten like 4 AVA style entries so far, like in this collab, which is like, obviously I was expecting a few of them, but I don't know, this is more than I expected. They're good though. They're all very nice, so I like that. That's accepted. The sound effects are cool too. I like the sound effects in that one. Okay, we have an entry from Bars 179. Cycle, by the way. I would have been so mad if you left that lazy, but you didn't. You did the sound effects and everything too. I really like that. That's really nice. It's really good. All of it. It's so like, it's like nothing absolutely outstanding in any single aspect, but the way they all come together is very nice. The 3D background on its own, sure, it's not very rendered, but it mixes with the 2D so well, and it gives it so much depth that, like, you know, I just think it's very impressive. I like it a lot. Also, I know how hard it is to integrate 2D and 3D, so, you know. That's accepted. Next up, we have an entry from Beller Kurasaki. That's a name I don't recognize. Let's see it. Oh. Okay, that's really cool, but hold on. Did he walk in? Okay, he did. That's really cool. Why? I do have to ask. I love the animation, but why are there stairs in this weird containment unit? Like, if it's like a little containment unit, why would it have stairs in it? I don't mind it though, because that's the whole point of the collab. I really like it. I like the animation, so I don't mind. But I just think it's odd if you think about it as an isolated animation. Anyways, yeah, this is really nice. I like how, like, instead of it being like a choreographed fight, it's more just like this big demon creature trying to bash down the stick figure. I love how in the background the green guy is taking notes. That's really cute. Okay, that's accepted. Yeah. We have an entry from, oh, okay, I recognize this name. We have an entry from Buttered Toast. And see, I remember Buttered Toast for the previous entries they made, and it's like, I know they're improving a lot. I've seen their previous entries, and I know they're improving, but I previewed this entry, and I'm not sure that I'll accept it. I'll explain why in a moment. Let's just play it first. See, okay. Now, firstly, Buttered Toast, if you're watching this either live or afterwards from the stream when the stream's over, I just want to say I've read the original file name, and look, as much as I want to, like, you know, say that I can accept all the entries I get, it's like, the thing is that, like, okay, look, so first there's this part where, like, he bounces into screen, right? And it's like, it's cute and everything, but like the whole thing is that he walks into the stage, and unless it's executed very well, I don't tend to let it slide, because like, if he doesn't walk in, it doesn't match up with the other parts, and we have to, like, I have to get lucky that like another part happens to end with the same motion that this one enters with. And okay, another thing is that, look, I like the weird model of the stick, and I don't have any problems with like these, like, you know, like different shaped stick figures at all, so I'm not bothered by that. But the stick figure is a bit lighter grade than I'd prefer. That would be fine on its own, but paired with the fact that, like, there's just not a lot going on in this one. There's this whole scene of dialogue where they don't really move much, and it's like there's too much text for the given time frame, and there's nothing else to like keep the viewer's attention. I feel like this would be a solid maybe like 10 seconds where the viewer would just stop watching the animation because it's gotten boring or like redundant. And I get the humor of like the stick figure tries to trade this floating ball thing, I don't know what it is, for it tries to trade a sandwich for the stairs, and it's like, I get the humor, and like the animation has definitely improved since the first entry you gave or the second entry you gave with the pencil and stuff. But it's like, it's very, I guess there's just, it feels like we're meant to know who this ball is. Like, it's just so, my problem with it is not like, I don't want to appear as biased because I know I've rejected your previous two entries as well. But like, my problem with it is really just like the motions and everything. It's like everything feels so half-baked. Like you just did like a storyboard in stick notes and then you exported it and were like, as an animatic, and then you decided that's it. The stairs come in like that, and I think that's like, you could go with that. It would look good if you like, you know, did it in like a certain way. Right now it's like just a bit like awkward looking. I really don't know what else to say. So it's gonna have to be rejected. Next entry we got is from next entry I got is from Caesar. This one's really cute. The animation quality is a bit low, but its visual quality is really good. The background is so pretty that like, even though the animation quality is relatively like mediocre, I love it so much. It's very pretty, and like, you know, the poses convey a lot about the motion in of itself. The only thing that throws me off is this kick he does over here. Yeah, right there. Because it's like, I couldn't really tell what he did at first. If someone hadn't told me that was a kick, I wouldn't have realized it. So I think if that could be reanimated, that would be nice. If not, it's fine. I can key out that part of the stick figure, like kicking the door, and I can just have him walk up the stairs like this. And it won't be that big of a deal. I really like this entry though. And it's a solid, like, what's that, 27 seconds? So, accepted. I also just wanted to mention, actually, before I move into the accepted entries folder, I wanted to mention, I love that, like, the, what do you call it, the watermark right here has such a, like, small and non-obstructive, like, nature. Since it isn't relevant to the entry, instead of making it take up the whole screen, you, like, put it right there. It's just a really nice, like, you know, it feels mannerful. I really like that. Okay, accepted. Okay, next up we have an entry which is a joint from Cart Arts and Solar Flare. Oh no, I'm nervous about this one because I think I know which entry this is actually. Yes, I know this entry. Like, what was that? Where did that come from? That's what got me. That's what got me. It's that these freaking images stay in the same spot during the panorama shot, and it's like they would move too, you know. If you got rid of those images, I would be genuinely convinced that this was just like, you know, I would really have fallen for the panorama as like an angle shot. But here I just thought that like the V-cam broke for a sec. So I'm gonna key out those images in the frames where it's doing the angled shot. These background images, I'm just gonna cover it with gray. But I really like this entry. I think it's funny. I think it, like, you know, it matches up with the previous entries you've made about like this red stick figure, Cart Arts I'm talking to. So I like it. It's a funny entry. It's like the kind of slapstick humor that's executed well, with like all the over-the-top like attacks and the explosions and like the really, really like harsh motions. Like he gets absolutely like okay, I will be reanimating that because I hate that you swapped him out for this image of a fucking footballer. A PNG with the fake background, checker background. But yeah, I like that. That's accepted. Okay. Now, we have one from Caesar. Oh, this one. Okay. Next up, we have one from CH Orange. Okay, now, I've seen CH Orange's 2 previous entries. I think one of them's even in the trailer. And yeah, I like the entries. But with this one, I just want to point out one thing. I'm probably gonna accept it, but I just want to point out one thing. Okay, it's really funny, and I like it. I love the fucking Mr. Krabs sound effects as he crawls up the stairs with like the freaking video game poses. Yeah, it's very funny. I like it. It's very cute. But one thing that just throws me off a little is the scene composition. Like this, like, I get it's meant to look jarring, but it really feels jarring. And I don't know, I hate the colors of the trees and the grass a lot. Like, they're nice, they're okay on their own, they're fine, but together they just look a little weird. But it is a nice entry. And I like how animated it is. A main thing that I've gotten an appreciation for over hosting this collab is that when an entry is animated, just at all, like it has all this like motion and stuff, like, cause you know, I don't want to bash on anyone here, so I'm not going to name names, but like there's so many entries where people have done something creative or funny, but like they've animated it with such minimal like framing and keyframing that it just becomes like a slideshow, and it doesn't feel like something to put in an animation collab, even if the idea is there. Because like, you know, everyone has these ideas, these cool ideas. The whole point is who executes them. Anyways, that's accepted. Okay. Oh, hold on. I'm reading the chat. Space Donut says the sound from entries sometimes overpower your voice. Oh, do they really? Oh yeah, no, I boosted the freaking desktop audio a bit too much. Let me turn that down a little bit. Okay, I've set it to like minus like 1 decibel. That should fix the problem. Anyways, next entry is from Crazy Mike _1. Oh, that's cool. But I will say you have to move the stairs back a little bit, Crazy Mike. You have to because he's exiting through the left side of the screen right now. He's meant to exit through the top of the screen. The stairs should be like this, that they reach the corner of they reach the top of the screen before they reach the side of the screen. Okay, 8 minutes then. Sorry. Someone else is in the room as well, so just ignore that for now. Yeah, so I really love this though. It's a really cute entry. 8 minutes then. Sorry guys. So it's a really cute entry, and I really like the execution. I do think it's weird that the accretion disk of the black hole in the background doesn't glow, but I can probably just add a glow in post-processing, so it's fine. Darwaza band. Faiz, darwaza band. Sorry guys, you see, it's like the stream got delayed and all this, so this is a lot of commotion still, just hold on. Okay, yeah, so I really like the entry though. I really need you to fix that, otherwise it's not going to segue with the other entries, and I don't think I'll be able to accept it then, and that's like a kind of problem with it. So I will say that I want to accept it. And I will also say that Crazy Mike, if you are listening to this, or if anyone who knows Crazy Mike is listening to this, please convey the message to him that you could, if it's possible, just move the stairs a little bit to the right side, so that when he runs up them, he leaves out the top of the screen. That's all I have, as the guideline. The rest, it's really good. I love the spaceship, and I love the theming, and it's a cute entry, and I like how the watermark doesn't change color, when the thing changes, that you can tell it's not part of the animation. Anyways, yeah, I like that. So I won't accept it yet, but I will say if you fix that, it's 100% accepted, because I really want to accept it. Yeah, okay. Next up, we have another entry from Cyanmation. Nothing weird is gonna happen. Oh wait, I know this entry. Yes. I saw a work in progress for it on the server. Yeah, I'm sure you do, Black Stick Figure. I'm sure you do want to go home. What? How much are you torturing this poor stick figure? Oh my god. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. I really love that. I was expecting it to be more and more of just he gets absolutely destroyed, but no, that was actually really cool, that ending where he pushes through and stuff. That's so cool. That's actually really cool. I like that. It's a shame there's no sounds, but I said myself that silent entries are going to be sound designed anyways, so I love this animation a lot. I really do. It's just so good. Yeah, it's cute. I'm just gonna point out a little spelling error that bothers me, is that nothing weird's gonna happens. There's not meant to be an S here, there's not meant to be an E here, and there's meant to be an apostrophe here. But it's not a big deal. I like it a lot. And a spelling mistake is not gonna make me think, oh, it sucks, because it's just so good. Why would I say that? Yeah, I like this. Accepted. Okay, we have an entry from Fintran. And okay, I previewed this one because this one's thumbnail had a picture of a full body human on it, and that caught me off guard. I was like, huh? But okay, it's so good. You guys need to see this. It's actually one of my favorite entries I've received so far. It's so cool.
Huh?
Wait. And that's so clever. Like, first off, the first person perspective is just really impressive, right? Where it, like, you know, all of it. But then, secondly, the way, like, they use the tilted camera angle to have the stick figure walk the right way in the screen. That's so clever. That's like, I would have never thought of that. I love that so much. I really, really do. It's executed so well. Gosh. Yeah, great job, Fintron. I'm probably gonna use this as like the ending segment to one of the songs. It's just so good. It's really so good. I love it a lot. I love it so much. I want to say more, but I don't want to spend too much time because I don't have that much time today. I will say I love all the things about the way it's post processed. I like the little glitch effect to segue to it being outside the screen. It gives you like a Wreck-It Ralph vibe almost. It's so good, and the like faint reflection of his face in the screen, it's all just really, really well done, and I really like it. Absolutely accepted. The sound design is really good too, I just want to mention. Yeah, Stuntman collab vibes. I just read Kaizen's message. Yeah. Okay. I have another entry from Henry. It's the third entry Henry submitted. Why is there a guy holding a cake and saying happy birthday? Why are we doing that? That's cool. That's cool. Thank you for, by the way, animating him walking up the stairs instead of dashing. Like, you gave him the superpower effect and everything, but you had him walk up the stairs, which I appreciate that, because I'm so tired of those people who animate our stick figure going like up the stairs instead of just like, it's a walk cycle. I'm sorry, but if you can't animate that, then like, I don't know, it's like you should really put more time into like practicing that before submitting for a collab whose primary premise is that he has to walk up the stairs. Like, I know it sounds mean, but it's like, there's so many animators who have done this thing where he like glitches up the stairs, and not in a creative way like Psy Animation did, right? Where like he's like fighting like the glitching and like trying to push through. That was really clever. That was cool, right? Most of you didn't do that. And I'm talking about the ones of you who did do the glitch thing. Most of you animated the stair, walking up the stairs normally, which I really appreciate, and I'm really glad you did. Anyways, Henry, I accepted. I really like that. It reminds me of Bar Fight, just because that's the most recent like thing that's on my mind. Okay, we have an entry from Hebitan. This is Hebitan's first entry. I remember seeing a rough for this on the server, I think. Yeah, that's the entry. Fighting. I love the way the camera like switches back and forth, like it can't decide which one it wants to be in. It really like conveys like the confusion and the action, like all like motion. Like, it doesn't add very much to the animation in of itself, but the way it like complements the rest of what's going on the scene helps a lot. I love how they start fighting and then he like gets away in that time that they're fighting. Like, he got caught in the crossfire and now he's like escaping. And I love the really excessive blurring for every impact. It feels really like comedic, and I like it a lot. I will say his breathing does look like he's gagging or doing some kind of like core exercise, but I don't have a problem with that, because to be honest, it's like, I don't know, it feels funny. I like it. Also, orange and purple. I don't know why, I just felt like I'd point that out. I like orange and purple. Okay. Accepted. Okay. Next we have an entry from Hindest. Now, I had to troubleshoot this one with Hindest personally in DMs, because originally they were just using like a completely unblurred version of the background, and that was just like my artwork, and that kind of threw me off, and I was like, could you like try making it yourself? So they ended up doing something different, which also made it obvious what they were doing with the background, because they had a trick they were doing with the background, which I didn't really get at first, but now they've done just like blurring, making the stick figure more emphasized in the background. It's really obvious what they're doing. Just watch this, and you'll get it. The bow choreography is really good. Choreographing like bow in close quarters like this is really difficult. Now, at first, when they did this without the blurred background, I didn't get what was going on because I couldn't tell that the arrow in the foreground was meant to be hitting the stick figure in the background. I thought that it just got, he just forgot to finish animating it, and I was going to reject the entry. But when he blurred the rest of the background and added the stick figure, like I suggested, that made it so obvious what was going on. It suddenly went from, like, mediocre to really creative, and I liked it a lot. So this is why I want to emphasize something important, is that if something is not immediately obvious to the people watching it, then it's not going to be immediately obvious to the collab viewers when it comes in the final collab. So what I'm saying is, if you think that something is ambiguous in your animation, try your best to remove that ambiguity until and unless you want that ambiguity to be there, right? Here, it was very clear that we were meant to be paying attention to that. See, he didn't have this impact frame in the original either, but now that he did, the indicator is really obvious of where the impact is, what we're meant to be focusing on when that happens. So yeah, I like this entry. Accepted. Okay. Next up, we have an entry from Jerry is not great.
I hope he becomes great.
Oh, dude, wait. Yeah, I think I know this one. Ow, that's loud. That's very loud. I'm gonna turn that down. Why is it pouring down? Yeah, that's nice. I love the watermark, by the way. It looks like some kind of sigil. I think that's cool. Yeah, this is a nice entry. This is a nice entry. It's very, like, it gives me, like, vibes of, like, you know, the kinds of entries I saw in the Switch collab. I don't know why. Maybe it's the art style. Maybe it's, like, the sound effects, the whole, like, aesthetic. But it reminds me of the Switch collab a lot, and I like it. That's gonna be accepted. Okay, we have an entry now from King Xavier 28. Okay. Okay. Let me just rewatch that. Okay. Okay, so he does come in through the stairs. A bit weird that he jumps this way, even though in the previous part he'd be climbing up this way. But, okay. He walks over here. Okay, the background is a bit, like, kind of, like, lame. I'm sorry. Look, I get what you're going for with, like, the whole, like, it's meant to look like hell. There's, like, the red background and the gray stone stairs. And there's, like, this eye poking out the wall and, like, the skull with blood coming out. Like, this, like, smiley face with, like, green vial or whatever. There's cracks and it has suffer written on the wall. But it just looks kind of lame because you didn't use any color composition. Like, that throws me off. I like your watermark. I don't know if that's a font or if you did that yourself, but either way, I like how you did it, and I think it looks nice. But okay, look, I like your handwriting for the suffer. To be fair, it does look nice, and I do like the shapes of the eye, the mouth, and the skull. But there's no cohesion between them. They're kind of like stickers you put on the wall, and it feels a bit lame. I can see you did your watermark here as well, KX for like King Xavier, and I like it because it's not too obstructive. It just looks like a scratch in the wall, but someone who knows what it is will know what it is, and that's nice. I am, as I stated earlier, a little frustrated with these entries where he just says a dialogue line, then zips up the stairs, because that means that the only thing you really animated was him jumping up and then him like walking forward a bit. And then he like just says a dialogue standing completely still, not even like moving while he does the dialogue. And then he just like impact frame and like linear motion tween him up the stairs. The stairs platform over here, so what's he even going up to? So what I'm trying to say is it's just it feels a little incomplete. So I will say I like the idea of like him, like, okay, another thing is like these weird like black boxes where it like gets really dark, but I like the idea of like him entering in like this like hellish floor and he's like, nope, I don't want to climb these stairs, so he just tries to like jump over them. That's a cute idea, and I really think it can be executed well, and I would love to see you execute it well. But I think the biggest problem for me is the background right now. I would even excuse this like blink impact frame and then it tweens up the screen if the background looked nicer. But right now the background doesn't have much in it, and its composition feels very like what I mean is like, look, there's no like shape that I can follow in the screen. Like there's like this stair is meant to be like a divider in the screen in the first place. So you have this section and then you have this section. On this side, there's not really much going on. There's your watermark in the corner, but we'll ignore that. There's like this curve of things, and then this over here. So it looks almost like a face, like Suffer is one eye, and then this other eye is the other. There's a mouth over here, and the skull is a nose. But like, I can't tell if that was intentional or if I've just been looking at it too long and now I'm seeing faces in the wall, right? So there's no like real clear direction of like the composition here, and it really throws me off. But that's why I'm gonna have to say no. I do like the idea, though. If you could execute it better, then I would most certainly accept it. But until then, I'm gonna have to say no. Okay. Next up, we have an entry from Light Spam and All-Star Birch. Okay. Okay, I can tell these guys know how to animate, but I don't think they're like, okay, I don't want to be mean, but I'm gonna have to be blunt. The animation is not great. It's like, I can at least I'm very glad that at least I can tell what the character is doing. Like that's impressive. Like for what it's worth, with the character acting and everything. Like look, he's coming up the stairs. That's neutral pose. Then he gets bumped by this guy and he's confused. And then he's like, "Come on, man, what the heck?" And he gets run over by this crowd. My only problem is this dude runs by so fast that like I can't even tell that he was the same character as this one until they were basically overlaid right on top of each other, and that threw me off of it. And then this crowd also runs by so fast. It's like there's like a comedy to it, but like without the sounds, it just feels like an undercooked animation. And I get I could add sounds, but I feel like sounds, I only say you can ignore sounds if it's that your animation is so good that it wouldn't need sounds to hold itself up anyways, right? Another thing is just the animation quality overall is a bit mediocre. I like this ball and the way it forms, though. That's really nice. And I will say that I like your characters. The design of this one's cute. And I like this little like guy with his ears and his pointy tail. I think that's really cute. I like how you can tell he's like disappointed, and he like picks him up and he like zaps him to get him to move. I don't know why he had to be so personal with that zap, but okay. I think the timing with the way the character runs up the stairs looks weird because we're like, look, this is like a maybe some like 12 frames in which he goes from here to here, or maybe even 8 or less. Like I could count the number of frames that he moves up the stairs. So what I'm trying to say is that's like it's a bit off, but it's okay. You see, it's just like there's all these little things, and then the background itself is very blank. It's like this pink wall, and then the clouds in the sky. I love the clouds. I really like how you did the clouds, and the sky is nice. But I think if you're gonna do the bright clouds and sky, you should have the wall at least like match the lighting a little bit. And that's like it's like, you know, it's all these little things that make me think it's kind of like a really subpar entry. And I don't have too much to say. I do like it though. I do like the idea. I think it's nice. I think it's cute. I really do think that if you spent more time to like make the motions more in between and polished, even ignoring the background, I like this part. I really like this. I like the way he like gets lifted up and then he's like crawling up and he gets forced, like he's like, come on, go, get moving. It's nice. It's a nice entry. It's very cute. It's like it has a whimsical, childish vibe with like the character designs and the way they move and stuff. And I can tell you understand how to move a character and how to make it like show a mood, which is very impressive, like as it's on its own as a skill for an animator to have. So I'm not going to say give up or anything. I'm going to say that I like this entry. I really do. But it's just like missing a lot that would make it worth including in the collab. If I really do run out of entries or like spots and I need some to get filled, then I might come back to you and ask you if you can further in between this animation so that we can include it. But as of right now, it's probably just a no. I do appreciate the effort, and I'm really sorry that I know you put a lot of effort in. I know all the animators who made these entries put a lot of effort in, with the exception of maybe a very select few who deliberately made like shit post entries, but those were funny. So what I'm gonna say is that Keep trying. I know that's like a really redundant advice. I've done like this is like the fourth review stream I'm doing, and I'm starting to feel bad because the amount of entries I've rejected has accumulated to nearly like 20, and I just feel really bad because like 20 rejected entries is a lot of people's work that I've just said no to, and I don't want to be the one who says no to these guys because like I know it's really frustrating. I remember getting rejected from all 3 stuntman collabs, so like you know, it can be really frustrating, but you know that's just. It goes like that, is that, you know, it takes time to improve. And for what it's worth, I think I can tell you're not a complete beginner. And I can tell you've put a lot of effort in. So that's what counts, right? And I will try to include some of the rejected submissions names at the end of the credits just as like a thanks for participating. But I can't promise anything. I do think it's nice, though. Yeah. Okay, we have an entry from Lotus TH. Ooh, fish market. I like that. It's very pretty. It's very pretty. And I like the subtle parallax, how you can tell the fish stuff is hanging close to the camera because it moves more. I do think it's a little weird how this blue character stands out a bit against the background and it almost looks like he's like not a part of the animation. But I like it. The style is very different from anything I've seen. It reminds me of like Hello Neighbor, the style of like the shapes and everything. You know? I don't know, maybe it's just me. I like it though. The lighting is very pretty. The animation is a bit undercooked, but I think the lighting and the parallax and the camera work and stuff, it makes up for it. And I really like the art style a lot of the stick figures. It's quite different from what I normally see. And I like how he slowly becomes more scratchy as he moves up the stairs into the light. I don't know if that's deliberate or like accidental, but I do like how it looks. The motions are nice, but the poses are a bit weird. I don't know if I should accept or deny it, because I like it. I really like its visual style, but its motions are a bit odd. I'm gonna accept it, because it's just, it is really nice. It is really nice. I don't want to say no. I really like it. I really like it. No, but like, I'll keep it. I like it. It's accepted. Okay. Next up, we have an entry from Lux. Oh, yes, Lux. He made an entry that he submitted back on the first review stream, but he improved a lot since then, since it's been a few months, and he wanted to redo his entry. I remember seeing this and, like, you know, he DM'd me about it as well. So I already know this entry, but I'm just going to give my feedback here so that he's 100% sure. Lux. Okay, first off, thank you for making this a normal stick figure in these like orthogonal shots, because it, like, you know, it helps him match with the rest of the collab. In the previous time you did a G stick and I just let it pass because it's like, here you did normal stick and you added like those outlines, and I really like the camera work. One thing, I think someone in advanced chat pointed this out to you already when you were sharing this entry, but you put the cracks all over the block, which makes it feel like it just crumbles anyway, whereas you should put the cracks where he places his foot, so that it looks like, you know, so it looks like when the stick figure put their foot on the platform, that's what made it break. That's the only really critique I have. It's really nice, it's really good. And also this impact frame being like red is an odd choice. Can I land on it? Well, you saw it. It's like red, yellow, and blue. And it feels a bit weird because the scene is already bright. So making an impact frame, I would normally put the bright spot on the dark spot of the screen and then put the dark spot where it's already bright. That way it like emphasizes the contrast. Those are my only critiques though. I love the background, I love the colors, I love the way you did the rotating camera, and I think it's really impressive, and I can tell like that you put a lot of effort into this one. It looks really nice too. And I like how you made him grab up onto the roof and clamber up, whereas before he kind of just jumped and disappeared and I didn't really see it. So that's nice. I like that. I really like that. Accepted. I'll replace your previous entry like you told me to. I'll get to that afterwards. Okay. Next entry is from Mollis. Yes, this one I also troubleshooted with Mollis directly. And he redid it, and I'm very happy because it looks great. I will be changing the sounds a little bit. And I love how his brush changes to indicate his anger over there. That's really cool. And I like that. It's a very nice entry. I like the very subtle gradient over here to indicate it's like metallic, texture. And I like how you can tell there's also a gradient over here, but it doesn't get so jarring that makes you think, why is there a gradient there? Instead, it just feels like a small ambient light. I like how there's a very slight whiteness, so you can tell that when he's behind it and when he's in front of it. Another thing is also the railing is an indicator. And it's just a very nicely composed, simple entry. It's like subverting the stairs by making them into escalators, and I just think that's a really nice idea, and it's executed really nicely where it like slowly speeds up and then down. I really like that. I think it's nice. I think it's cute, and I love the like change of brush to show like his like dishevelment. I like that a lot. Also, the little mustache and the mollusk like watermark is cute. The colors are also very simple but very effective, and they don't feel like too much. They don't feel like too much, and they don't feel like too little either. I like that. Accepted. The style is consistent too. I want to mention that. This is something I say, is that they're like, very like simple, what do you call it, entries where it's simple but not in a pleasing way because nothing feels cohesive. But then there are entries like this one which are really cohesive, and that's what makes them feel like, convincing. That's what makes them feel good. Okay, next up is Nukkei's entry. Now, I already have included Nukkei's entry in the very first opening of, stairs, so I don't really have much to say other than it's just so peak. It's just so peak. Like, it's silent, but I don't even care because it's just so good. God. How much time did he spend on this? It's incredible. I love it. I think the exploding table is a reference to that entry that Jom made for Doors, and then the goggles are obviously Nukkei's goggles. The whole style is meant to I think give off a vibe of that messy Spider-Verse style. Then there's the door from Doors that appears in the background out of the frame of the picture, and then there's the bug net from To Catch a Butterfly. It's just so many little references, which is really impressive. Okay, sorry guys, someone came in. But yeah, it's just a really good entry. I have to accept it. Okay. Okay, I just read Space Donut's message. Yes, Space Donut, you can put the sounds for that entry if you want. You can do that. Yes, you can. Don't worry. I'll contact you once the due date is passed for the sounds in that entry. If you really want to, I'll let you. I won't stop you. Less work for me. Okay, got an entry from Pinkwin Ajin. I love Pinkwin stuff. It's so cute. So whimsical. Stick figure. Elevator. Yippee. Finally a way out. True. Go grab that way out, stick figure. Oh shit. Oh shit. Keep fighting. And then the elevator's gonna go away. Yeah. 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 I knew it. Dead stick figure on the floor. Just beat up a guy for being in the elevator as though they can't go, as if there wasn't more than enough room for the both of them. Man, they could have got you hadn't escaped, man. Now you just murdered a guy and left him in an infinite hallway of stairs with no escape. Oh well. Yeah, I like that. That's a cute entry. Executed well. Very nice. Very cute. Accepted. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 entries left. This one is from Polly Sparker. It's Polly Sparker's second entry. I think this is the AVA entry Polly Sparker made. Yes, yes, it is. It has the guidelines as well. I love that. I love that. That's so good. Gosh. That's so smart. Yeah, see, even the other blue stick figure recognizes that. You select it to like squeeze him into a tiny spot and just throw him away. Oh, it's so good. The choreographing is great. The sound effects are great. I love the text. I love the way he animated the text. That must have taken a while. Because it's just you have to move these little pieces up and down. It's really annoying. But it's great. I love it. I really, really love it. It's good. It's a good entry. I feel good watching it. That's like, you know, it feels really fun and it feels like everything is going on at once, but like not in an overwhelming way, but in a like, wow, there's so much happening way. It almost gives me vibes of like the chase scene from Spider-Verse, and I think that's really impressive. That's animated really well. I like that. That's accepted. Okay, 8 entries left. Next entry is from me. Okay, next entry is from next entry is from Soul Reaper. That's an edgy name. Oh, that's an edgy part. That totally earns the name Soul Reaper. Okay. That's so cool. That's really good. I like the sound design. I love that the watermark is in the elevator door. That's so clever. I didn't even notice that. I was just looking at the scene. I was like, where's the watermark? I was like, oh my gosh. That's so cool. I love the texturing and I love the walls. I love how the staircase goes, like, it breaks the format, goes back and then up. That's so cool. It's just so cool. Oh, I really like that. The choreographies are relatively simple, but I really do I love it. It's very good. It's very nice. I love the plushie over here, by the way, of the stick figure with the gun. I don't know which stick figure that is, but the plushie is so cute. That's so cool. That's really cool. I also love that the trap door he walks in on, I don't know if you can see it, but if you look at the bottom of the screen here, it's a bit blocked by this like playback bar, but that trap door closes once he comes up, and I think that's a nice detail. I really like that. This entry is definitely accepted. Also, the sound design is great. Sound design is great. I keep forgetting to comment. The sound design is really good. Okay. Okay. Next up, we have an entry from Strike. What? Huh? I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to watch that a third time. I did not understand what happened. Okay, hit by a pellet? Yeah, okay, it comes from the side of the screen. Okay. And then he gets angry and he enlarges. Okay. Guys. Anyways, why is like his hip contorting so bad? His spine breaks through his hip here, and then his hip breaks off of his spine again here. Like, what is going on, bro? Okay. And he glides up the stairs. Okay, look, I'm not gonna ramble for too long about this. I am running out of time, but I just want to say, guys, please animate your entries. They are not meant to be motion tween, and no, this is not good animation. Please, guys. I know you're all learning, and I know you're all beginners, so I'm not going to be too hard on you because it's hard. It is hard to animate, okay? I find it hard to animate. Everyone who animates finds it hard and annoying and really, really painful. But if you're going to be in an animation collab, you're going to have to make an entry that is animated. This starting part where he grows and enlarges is made really well. I do like it. I really do. But then the part where he like reaches out and throws his dispensers and I don't really know what he's doing, and it's like these smears look kind of awkward and stuff, and it kind of just looks like you randomly enlarged in one direction and hoped it would look like a smear, and it kind of does. It just feels a bit like weird and wobbly. I like the wobbly style. I like what you're doing with the stick figure here. I like how his spine breaks and stuff. I know I was pointing that out but as a joke, but like I really like the way he like is so wobbly and stuff. I feel like that's a style that you could go with and it would work really well and look really cool, right? But I think you need to like, you need to be able to, well, do that. Right now it's like it just looks like he's kind of like you're jittering around the same copy pasted image. It doesn't feel super animated. And I'm really tired of this linear tween thing. I rambled about it earlier already. So I'm gonna have to say no. Sorry, Strike. It's a nice idea, but it's just what the Space Donut says, sent you something, Sulfur. Penguin Engine says, Sulfur, I forgot to put my watermark on my entry. I could resend my entry with a watermark on it if you want me to do that. Yeah, that would be really nice. If you could post that, if you like just submit that through the Google form, I will just download that and like, replace it with the submission you already made. That way, unless you don't want the watermark to be in there. If you do want it, go ahead. But if you don't want your watermark in there, I'll probably just put text in myself in the corner, just saying that like Penguin Engine, because it's your part. Okay. Donut sent me something. What did Donut send me before stream ends? OMG! Okay. I'm going to pull that up later. Just a second. That's really cute, Space Donut. I really like that. That's so cute. Okay. Tenador. We have a part from Tenador. I remember Tenador's previous part was really fun. Ooh. Oh, this is cool. Should mention anything. 3D ship. Actually 3D ship. Wait, is that 2D animated? Those are outlines. Did he 2D animate that? That's nuts. Why did you keep talking, stick figure? The jump cut. Yeah, you really should keep your mouth shut, little stick figure. Oh, that's really fun. That's really cute. I love the sense of scale. Like that tsunami wave felt big and it felt looming with how slow it moved and stuff. That's really cool. I like that. I like how the boat like wobbles and stuff. The stick figure does get a little big, which I notice is weird. Because look, here he takes up so much of the screen. Here he takes up like only a little bit of the boat. But I don't mind. I think it's so good that I don't mind this very slight resizing. I think it's just really good. I like that a lot. And yeah, it's just the composition is nice. I like how all the scenes feel cohesive and stuff. It's just, it's a cute entry. It has like the style that doesn't feel like too much. It feels like it's not trying to jump out of its lane. It's doing exactly what it knows it's capable of, and it's just making sure that it does that very well. And I think that's very nice. I think that's like really like, how to say, it feels responsible of the animator to not try and bite off more than he can chew. And I think I like that about this entry a lot. I also love the humor, and I love the pacing and the timing. The motions are nice, and I appreciate these jump cuts because they add to the comedy in a way. It adds to the depth of like the whole scene, in my opinion. I love the way they use the inside of the ship for the stairs. That's clever. That's accepted. All right, okay. I'm excited. Because these next two entries are from Sabi, and I have not previewed them yet, but their thumbnails look really pretty, and I know Sabi's good at animation, so I'm crossing my fingers. This is really promising. Oh, what? That's a beach day part, and that's Shab. Oh wait, it's 3D too. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Oh my gosh. Sorry, hold on. The background is so pretty. Using the slide as the stairs is creative. I love that the leaves are swaying ever so slightly. Like, look at the leaves above the stick figures. They're swaying very slightly, and that's very nice detail. It adds to like this like ambient liveliness of the scene. I love how the sand has like these little puffs that come out when he like interacts with it. I like that the water splashes a bit as he goes in. I like that you can see the buoy spinning. Like, look, you can see like, it's not just that it like, shuffles. It also has like that rotation of like, you know, the colors in it moving, and it's like, you know, it's so cool. And I love how the sunglasses fall off of Shab's character and staying glued onto his head. Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool. Accepted, 100% accepted. That's so cool. Okay, next part from Sabi. He made 2 parts. I think he's planning to make a 3rd as well. I'm not sure. He contacted me. Okay. While we're here, okay, wait. Oh wow, that's pretty. Oh, and that's a really clever way to do stairs too. Okay, first off, him coming up the escalators is so like, oh, that feels so good. That feels so good. Sorry, it's just so pretty. It's so pretty. The texturing on the background and these little wires coming out the roof. Gosh, I forget that this dude hosted Pit Fights too. Oh, it's so good. The poster for Beach Day. And the, like, you know, like, look, the texturing and the little, like, signs and the background. It's so good. The colors. Oh. I love the little chromatic aberration to make it look like it's kind of almost like a camera viewing. I think that's really nice. I love the faint outline around, the thin outline around this like yellow stick figure, so that he like stands out a little bit because the background here is yellow and like the hues are kind of similar. I like the speech bubbles, and I love how they're filled so you can read the text without it like, you know, clashing with the background text. And I love how like his text overlays with the previous speech bubbles, so it's like, you know, they're having a conversation. You can see how deep the conversation goes by how many speech bubbles are layering on top of each other. I love how the, like, you know, there's line boils, so even when they're standing still, they have like these ambient motions that make them feel alive. I love how he follows through with each swing. Overall, it's just, it feels like very messy. Like this guy is like drunk, he's like throwing his knife and trying to hit. And I love that. I also love the way he like falls in, he like chugs the whole bottle, and he just smashes it on the ground before attacking. That's really nice. I love how when he falls over, he does that little kick, just like, because I don't know if it's frustration or just like to make sure he's dead, but either way it looks really nice. I love how you can tell what these machines are without there being too much detail on them. Like, he didn't zoom in and like write all the text that you can't even read. He just like used the shapes and the way the characters interacted with the environment to convey what they were. Like, you can't even see the escalator here, but because of the way he rides up, you know it's an escalator. And that's just so nice. That's very nice. Okay. Then I like how he fades the foreground away so that he can reveal the stairs in the background and the stick figure walks up them. I love the colors, of course. The colors are very nice. Yeah, it's such a great entry. The watermark is not very obstructive, despite it being like this big bar in the corner of the screen. It doesn't feel very obstructive because its style matches with the rest of the animation. I think that's very nice. Okay. A lot of compliments for that animation. It's so good. One of my favorites. Those two are already some of my favorites in this one. It's so good. Wow. Oh. Also, out of curiosity, does anyone know if that's an actual like station? Like, I noticed the text and like the logos, and I was like, is that a real station that exists? Like a train station or something? Because like the text was clearly in like a language, and like, you know, there's like, you know, just... I don't know. If someone's been to that station, that train station in real life, please tell me. That would be so cool. Okay. Next entry is from Toast Nate. Skeleton meme. Why did you put that at the end? Okay. I love the animation. I'm still mad that you made this like thing, but you added like the bone snapping sound and the concrete sliding, and suddenly this went from frustrating to immensely funny. And like the fact that the rest of it is animated well makes me feel like it earns that like mild laziness. And I think it's so cute. It's such a nice entry. I love the concrete sliding. That really sold it to me. Otherwise I would have been like, oh come on, another one of these. But the concrete sliding makes me think, oh, I like that. So yeah, I'm gonna accept that because I like it. I'm gonna have to find another part where the character slides up the stairs though, but that's gonna be hard. Okay, Penguin, resubmitted your entry. That's perfect. I will be downloading that after stream. Next up, we have an entry from Vunchy and VreeX. I've talked to Vree before. I've seen Vunchy's stuff. I like them both. Let's see what they made. It's a giant. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, this is this entry. Yeah, this one's so pretty. This one's so pretty. I love the neon colors. Pink and light blue are like one of my favorite palettes, other than pink and yellow, which is my favorite palette. But I really love the so peak. And the fighting is so cool too. And the way he runs up the stairs and they fall down. God, just like look at that zoom out shot, that final shot. That's so pretty. Like that glass and the DNK and the target symbol graffiti here. I love the graffiti glows. It feels sci-fi. The looming city in the background, these wires that hang overhead. The way the color palette of like, you know, the watermark matches the color palette of the scene. The weapon that's just like dug into the floor afterwards. It's just so good. The FX. I love it. 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 These impact frames are really pretty, and I get they just use an invert tool, but like it looks so good. It looks so good, man. Oh, I love it. I love it. Thank you for making this entry. It's really nice. It's really fun. Accepted. Okay. We have an entry from Zikrirama, and that's the last entry for today. Okay, obviously I just stick notes throws me off a bit, but this is actually really well done. I love the scene composition. I love how this is actually not gray. If you color picked it, it'd be like a really dark, like orangish, yellowish, but it has this gray look because of the way they composed in the scene. I love the scene composition. I love the red sky and this like looming yellow glow of what we assume would be like a sun or a moon in the background. The destroyed buildings and like I'm not really sure what this patch is. It looks like a lake, but I can't really tell. I like the lens flare. It's very subtle, but it looks nice and it adds like this composition to the scene, being like, you know, directly like cutting through the stairs almost. The lens flare, it's really nice. The motions are good. It's not really outstanding, but I do like it. I really do like it. I like that you can tell what this character is doing. We have enough time to process it, and the panic as well sets in, and it feels very intimidating. Like you can tell this character is looming in the distance. He's giant. He's meant to be intimidating. I really like that. I think it's cool. So yeah, that's definitely accepted. All right. So we started with 29 entries today. 5 did not make the cut, and the remaining 24 did. And we have, let's see here. We have a fan art from Space Donut. Okay, hold on. I really like this. I'm gonna share my screen real quick so you can see this. This is so cute. You know what? Actually, editing the stream is gonna be too painful. I'll share it in the server if Space Donut hasn't already. It's really cute. I really like it. Space Donut made a really cute fan art for me. Thank you, Space Donut. Thank you. That made my day. That really made my day. That was wonderful. All the entries we got today were really great. Even the ones which were rejected. Some of you, like Crazy Mike, I'm definitely accepting your entry if you make that adjustment. Buttered Toast, I want to say that even though I have not particularly had any fondness for the entries you've made, I will say that I remember your entries and I can see you're improving, and I'm impressed by how fast you're improving, because it takes people years to learn some animation concepts and you're learning them in months, which is very impressive. King Xavier, I like the idea you had in your entry, and while I don't think you executed it well, I would love to see a rendition of it where it is executed well, and I think that that the creativity on its own is something that can be appreciated. Light Spam and All-Star Birch, if you're still watching, I just want to say that your entry is cute. I like it. It has like this vibe that makes me feel like whimsicalness, almost like I'm watching a Dojo Duel from 2019. It feels nice. I really liked watching it, even if it wasn't something I accepted. It felt very. It felt like it was in the daytime. It felt like it was bright, and it just was nice to watch. Then Strike, your entry had a wobbly style to it, and even though I did not accept it, I really did like that wobble. And I do think that if you spent time to properly in between and properly keyframe and plan, that it would turn from a mediocre work to something very nice, something very good. And I really appreciate the effort all of you did, both those who got accepted and those who haven't been accepted yet. And this has been the second last review stream of Stairs 3. We have another one in 2 weeks on Valentine's Day where I'll be reviewing all your entries.
Because you love them.
And then, yes, since I love you all, Valentine's Day, I love all of you. And then we'll see what happens from there. So, good luck, participants. This is basically your final 2 weeks. If you need a deadline extension, please contact me, and we'll see if we can make it work. The latest I'm willing to push it is sometime into April, and that's like the absolute, like, furthest it can get. Because I need this out in, like, you know, this summer. So, like, the furthest I can push it is April. Because June, July is, like, probably going to be the release alongside To the Stars. So, you know, I need everyone on this to, like, you know, chop, hurry up. We got not much time left. And also, I have exams, so I won't be able to accommodate you during May and June. You will have to do that, like, yourself. You'll have to finish before May and June. Otherwise, I'm sorry, I won't be able to accept your entry. You had 6 months, pushing it to 7 or 8. So, like, you know, thank you all for participating, though. It's really just impressive that we've hit over 120 entries. It's like, wow. You guys are nuts. You guys are actually insane. There's so many of you. Thank you so much for joining, genuinely. I don't know what to say. You guys are incredible. All right. That has been the stream. See you all later.